My dear countrymen, Namaskar. In Mann Ki Baat, once again, we shall touch upon the successes of the country, the achievements of the countrymen. During the last few weeks, be it sports, science or culture, a lot has happened that every Indian is proud of. Recently, there was a lot of talk in the country over Shubhanshu Shukla's return from space. As soon as Shubhanshu landed safely on Earth, people jumped with joy, a wave of happiness rippling through every heart. The entire country was filled with pride. I remember when Chandrayaan-3 successfully landed in August 2023, a new ambience was created in the country. A new curiosity also arose among children about science, about space. Little children now say, "We'll also go to space. We'll also land on the moon. We'll become space scientists." Friends, you must have heard the name of the Inspire Manak Abhiyan. This is a campaign to promote innovation among children. In this, 5 children are selected from each school. Each child brings up a new idea. So far, lakhs of children have joined this, and after Chandrayaan-3, their number has doubled. Space startups are also growing rapidly in the country. 5 years ago, there were less than 50 startups. Today, there are more than 200 just in the space sector. Friends, next month, on the 23rd of August, it is National Space Day. How will you celebrate it? Do you have any new ideas? Do send me a message on the Namo app. Friends, in 21st century India, science is progressing with a renewed energy. A few days ago, our students won medals in the International Chemistry Olympiad. Devesh Pankaj, Sandeep Kuchi, Debadatta Priyadarshi and Ujjwal Kesari, all 4 of them brought glory to India. India has strengthened her image in the world of mathematics as well. In the International Mathematical Olympiad held in Australia, our students won 3 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze medal. Friends, next month, the Astronomy and Astrophysics Olympiad is going to be held in Mumbai. Students from more than 60 countries will participate in this. Scientists too will be there. This will be the biggest Olympiad till date. In a way, India is now moving ahead for both Olympics and the Olympiads. My dear countrymen, another news that will fill us all with pride has come in from UNESCO. UNESCO has recognized 12 Maratha forts as World Heritage Sites, 11 forts in Maharashtra, 1 in Tamil Nadu. Each fort has a chapter of history attached to it. Every stone is a testimony to a historical event. Salher Fort, where the Mughals were defeated. Shivaneri, where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was born. A fort that is unreachable for the enemy. Khanderi Fort, an amazing fort built in the middle of the sea. The enemy wanted to stop him, but Shivaji Maharaj made the impossible possible. Pratapgarh Fort, where Afzal Khan was defeated. The echo of that saga still remains entrenched in the walls of the fort. Vijayadurg, which had secret tunnels, is a proof of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's far-sightedness. I visited Raigad a few years ago, bowed in front of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's statue. This experience will stay with me all my life. Friends, There are such amazing forts in other parts of the country too, which have faced attacks, faced the vagaries of weather, but never let their self-respect bow down. Chittorgarh Fort, Kumbhalgarh Fort, Ranthambore Fort, Amer Fort, Jaisalmer Fort of Rajasthan are world famous. Gulbarga Fort in Karnataka is also very big. The vastness of Chitradurga Fort will also fill you up with curiosity about how this fort would have been built in those times. Friends, Kalanjar Fort is in Banda, Uttar Pradesh. Mahmud Ghaznavi attacked this fort many times and failed every time. There are many such forts in Bundelkhand, Gwalior, Jhansi, Datia, Ajaygarh, Gadkundar, Chanderi. These forts are not just bricks and stones, they are symbols of our heritage. Sanskar and self-respect still peep from the high walls of these forts. I urge all the countrymen to visit these forts, know their history, feel proud. My dear countrymen, imagine, early morning, Muzaffarpur city of Bihar, the date, the 11th of August, 1908. Every street, every square, every movement seemed to have come to a halt at that time. There were tears in the eyes of the people, but there was fire in their hearts. People had surrounded the jail where an 18-year-old youth was paying the price for expressing his patriotism against the British. Inside the jail, British officers were preparing to hang a young man. There was no fear on the face of that youth. Rather, it was full of pride. The very pride that those who die for their country feel. That brave, courageous youth was Khudiram Bose. At the age of just 18, he showed such courage that shook the whole country. Even the newspapers reported then. When Khudiram Bose walked towards the gallows, there was a smile on his face. After such countless sacrifices, after centuries of penance, we got independence. The country's die-hard patriots nurtured the freedom movement with their blood. Friends, the month of August is therefore the month of revolution. The 1st of August is the death anniversary of Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. During the same month, on the 8th of August, the Quit India movement began under the leadership of Gandhiji. Then comes the 15th of August, our Independence Day. We remember our freedom fighters, get inspired by them. But friends, the pain of partition of the country is also associated with our independence. That is why we observe the 14th of August as Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. My dear countrymen, another revolution started on the 7th of August, 1905. The Swadeshi movement lent a new energy to local products, especially handloom. To commemorate that, the country celebrates National Handloom Day on the 7th of August every year. This year, 7th August marks the completion of 10 years of National Handloom Day. Just like our khadi gave new strength to the freedom movement during the freedom struggle, today when the country is moving towards becoming a developed India, the textile sector is turning out to be the strength of the country. In these 10 years, lakhs of people associated with this sector in different parts of the country have scripted many success stories. Kavita Dhavale of Paithan village in Maharashtra used to work in a small room earlier. There was neither space nor facilities. She received help from the government Now her skill is soaring high. She's earning thrice more. She's selling her own self-made Paithani saris. There is a similar success story in Mayurbhanj, Odisha. Here, more than 650 tribal women have revived the Santali sari. Now these women are earning thousands of rupees every month. They are not just making cloth, but also carving their own identity. The achievement of Naveen Kumar from Nalanda, Bihar is also inspiring. His family has been associated with this work for generations. But the best thing is that his family has now incorporated modernity in this field. Now his children are studying handloom technology. They're working with big brands. This change is not of just one family. It is making many families in the vicinity move forward. Friends, textile is not just a sector of India. It is an example of our cultural diversity. Today, the textile and apparel market is growing very fast. And the most beautiful thing about this development is that women from villages, designers from cities, elderly weavers and our youth who've begun startups are all taking it forward together. Today, more than 3,000 textile startups are active in India. Many startups have lent global height to India's handloom identity. Friends, the path to a developed India in 2047 passes through self-reliance, and the biggest basis of Atmanirbhar Bharat is vocal for local. Buy and sell only those things that are made in India, in which an Indian has shed sweat. This should be our resolve. My dear countrymen, the most beautiful glimpse of India's diversity is found in our folk songs and traditions, and our bhajans and kirtans are a part of this. But have you ever heard that people are made aware about forest fires through kirtans? You may not believe it, but amazing work is happening in Keonjhar district of Odisha. Here, there is a group named Radha Krishna Sankirtan Mandali. Along with devotion, today, this group is also chanting the mantra of environmental protection. The inspiration behind this initiative is Pramila Pradhanji. To protect the forest and the environment, she has added new lyrics and new messages to traditional songs. Her troupe went across from village to village. Through songs, people were made to understand how much damage forest fires cause. This example reminds us that our folk traditions are not something of the past. They still have the power to give direction to society. My dear countrymen, our festivals and traditions are a major basis of Indian culture. But there is another aspect of the liveliness of our culture. This aspect is to keep documenting our present and our past. Our real strength is the knowledge that has been preserved in the form of manuscripts for centuries. These manuscripts contain science, medical procedures, music, philosophy, and most importantly, the thought that can make the future of humanity brighter. Friends, it is the responsibility of all of us to preserve such extraordinary knowledge, this heritage. In every era in our country, there have been some people who've made it their sadhana. One such inspiring personality is Manimaranji, who's from Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. He felt that if today's generation does not learn to read Tamil manuscripts, this precious heritage will be lost in the future. For that, he started evening classes where students, working youth, researchers, everyone started coming over to learn. Manimaranji taught people the method of reading and understanding Tamil Suvadiyiyal, that is, palm leaf manuscripts. Today, through a number of efforts, many students have become proficient in this art. Some students have even started research on a traditional medicine system based on these manuscripts. Friends, imagine, if such efforts are made across the country, our ancient knowledge will not remain confined within walls. It will become a part of the consciousness of the new generation. Inspired by this very thought, the Government of India has announced a historic initiative in this year's budget, Gyan Bharatam Mission. Under this mission, ancient manuscripts will be digitized. Then, a national digital repository will be created, where students and researchers from all over the world will be able to connect with India's knowledge tradition. I too urge all of you that if you are associated with any such effort or wish to be associated, do contact MyGov or the Ministry of Culture, since these are not just manuscripts. These are those chapters of the soul of India which we have to impart to the coming generations. My dear countrymen, if you are asked how many kinds of birds there are around you, what will you say? Perhaps that I see 5-6 birds every day. Some are familiar, some are unfamiliar. But it is very interesting to know what species of birds live around us. Recently, one such grand effort has been made. The place is Kaziranga National Park of Assam. Though this area is famous for its rhinos, this time the topic of discussion is its grasslands and the birds living in them. For the first time, a grassland bird census has been conducted here. You'll be happy to know that on account of this census, more than 40 species of birds have been identified. These include many rare birds. You must be wondering how so many birds were identified. Technology did wonders in this. The team conducting the census installed sound recording devices. Then those sounds were analyzed on the computer. AI was used. The birds were identified just by their sounds, that too without disturbing them. Imagine, when technology and sensitivity come together, understanding nature becomes so easy and deep. We should promote such efforts so that we can recognize our biodiversity and connect the next generation to it. My dear countrymen, sometimes the most radiant light emerges from where darkness dwells the most. One such example is Gumla district of Jharkhand. There was a time when this area was known for Maoist violence. The villages of Basia block were getting deserted. People lived in the shadow of fear. There was no possibility of employment. Lands were lying vacant, and the youth were migrating. But then, a change began quietly and with a lot of patience. A young man named Om Prakash Sahuji left the path of violence. He started fish farming. Then he inspired many friends like himself to do the same. His efforts also had an impact. Those who were earlier holding guns have now taken up fishing nets. Friends, Om Prakash Sahuji's beginning was not easy. There were protests, threats were received, but the courage did not wane. When the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana was launched, he gained new strength. He received training from the government and help in making ponds. Within no time, the fisheries revolution started in Gumla. Today, more than 150 families of Basia block have joined fish farming. There are many people who were once in the Naxalite organization. Now they are living a life of respect in the village itself and providing employment to others. The journey of Gumla teaches us, if the path is right and there is trust in the mind, the lamp of development can be lit even in the most difficult circumstances. My dear countrymen, do you know which is the biggest sporting event other than the Olympics? The answer is World Police and Fire Games, a sports tournament between policemen, firefighters, security personnel from all over the world. This time this tournament was held in America and India created history in it. India won close to 600 medals. We reached the top 3 out of 71 countries. The hard work of those uniformed personnel who stand for the country day and night paid off. These friends of ours are now holding the flag high in the sports field as well. I congratulate all the players and the coaching team. By the way, it will also be interesting for you to know that in 2029, these games will be held in India. Players from all over the world will come to our country. We'll showcase to them India's hospitality and introduce them to our sports culture. Friends, during the past few days, I've received messages from many young athletes and their parents. In these, the Khelo Bharat Niti 2025 has been highly appreciated. The goal of this policy is clear: to make India a sporting superpower. Villages, the poor and daughters are the priority of this policy. Schools and colleges will now make sports a part of everyday life. Startups related to sports, whether they be sports managements or manufacturing, will be helped in every way. Imagine how much strength the mission of self-reliance would gain when the youth of the country would play with self-made racket, bat and ball. Friends, sports create team spirit. This is the path to fitness, self-confidence and building a strong India. So, play a lot, blossom a lot. My dear countrymen, sometimes a task comes across as impossible to some people. They wonder, would this even be possible? But when the country comes together on one thought, even the impossible becomes possible. Swachh Bharat Mission is the biggest example of this. Soon, this mission will complete 11 years. But its strength and its need is still the same. In these 11 years, Swachh Bharat Mission has become a mass movement. People consider it their duty, and this is real public participation. Friends, the Swachh survey conducted every year has lifted this feeling further. This year, more than 4,500 cities and towns of the country joined it. More than 15 crore people participated in it. This is not an ordinary number. This is the voice of Swachh Bharat. Friends, when it comes to cleanliness, our cities and towns are working in different ways according to their needs and surroundings. And their impact is not just limited to these cities. The whole country is adopting these methods. The people of Kirtinagar in Uttarakhand are setting a new example of waste management in the hills. Similarly, organic waste management is being done with the help of technology in Mangaluru. There's a small city called Roing in Arunachal. There was a time when waste management was a big challenge confronting the health of the people there. The people there took responsibility for it. Green Rowing Initiative was started, and then an entire park was created from recycled waste. Similarly, many new examples of water management have been set in Karad, in Vijayawada. The cleanliness at the riverfront in Ahmedabad has also caught everyone's attention. Friends, a team in Bhopal is called Sakaratmak Soch. It comprises 200 women. They don't just clean, they also change mindsets. Cleaning 17 parks in the city together, distributing cloth bags, every step of theirs is a message. Owing to such efforts, Bhopal has now come a long way in the Swachh survey. It is also important to mention the Gomti River team of Lucknow. Every Sunday for the last 10 years, tirelessly, without stopping, the members of this team are engaged in the cleanliness work. The example of Bilha in Chhattisgarh is also great. Here, women were imparted training in waste management, and together they changed the face of the city. The example of Panji city in Goa is also inspiring. There, waste is divided into 16 categories, and that is also being led by women. Panji has even received the President's Award. Friends, cleanliness is not a one-time, one-day task. Only when we accord priority to cleanliness every day, every moment of the year, will the country remain clean. Friends, amid the showers of Sawan, the country is once again going to be adorned with the fervour of festivals. Today is Hariyali Teej, then comes Nag Panchami and Raksha Bandhan, then Janmashtami, the celebration of the birth of our naughty little Kanha. All these festivities are connected to our emotions here. They also give us the message of connection and balance with nature. Many best wishes to all of you for these holy festivals. My dear friends, keep sharing your thoughts and experiences. We'll meet again next month with some more new achievements and inspirations of countrymen. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much.